Hello, my name is John Cazal and I'm going to tell you about my value proposition, basically from working at Morpheus Asset Management, which is a venture capitalist startup. So working in a startup is a completely different experience to anything that I've ever done before. It's an unstructured, highly flexible environment where you sort of don't know what's going to happen the next day. It's exciting, but at the same time it's nerve-wracking because you have to follow your gut instincts most of the time. So these gut instincts involve looking at previous experiences and seeing how you can apply it to a new work environment. One example of this working at Morpheus was mapping out all the stakeholders that are relevant in agriculture, looking in agriculture and seeing what opportunities that I could see from these stakeholders' perspectives. So basically I mapped out all the different types of stakeholders. Examples are cicada, agro, different agriculture companies, incubators, accelerators, and even the Sydney Agriculture Research Centre because they have a lot of funding. So identifying all these different stakeholders, I'll then need to go using cold emails, cold phone calls, and even drop-ins to start talking to these different stakeholders and getting qualitative information back. And once I got this information, I sort of had to create my own system of organizing this qualitative data so you can sort of draw and make findings and see if there's any similarities across industry. Because this was a very top level approach. I only had 1 month to complete a research assignment for my proof of concept, and I learned about a lot more strengths and weaknesses that I didn't even realize I had or even identified in the past. Now, to tell you about these strengths and weaknesses. Some strength I realize I'm a good communicator. I'm someone that can be put in new environments and I can adapt very quickly. I can think on the spot well, and I sort of responded to different questions in different ways because speaking to different people that have heaps of information, heaps of knowledge, and I'm just coming into this not knowing much about anything, you sort of have to be on their level and make them assume that you're one of them. So I definitely learned a lot of interpersonal skills, and it sort of developed my ability to sort of work in a stressful environment because it's highly nerve-wracking talking to different people, and it's not something that I was familiar with as well. However, weaknesses that I realized I had was sometimes I let the nerves get the better of me, and I found it hard to talk to people at the start. I found it hard to flow on the conversation because I really didn't have enough technical information, and that helped me said before you meet someone, look online. There's a lot of information out there and you can sort of learn more about them, and then you go and speak to them and you get much better results instead of walking in thinking you can just make it up on the spot. It's not as easy as it looks. So this sort of helped with my interviewing people, just trying to form the groundwork of my research. Now for the final stretch. How did this make me a better employee, and how did this add value to me going out to market when I'm finishing my creative intelligence degree matched up with business, and how can I tell people about my experiences and how this made me a better person to employ? So looking at those things I've just said, I feel like this experience as a whole has made me a much more diverse employee. I now have experience working in structured environments and unstructured environments. I feel like I'm more flexible, open to different concepts, and I'm better able to communicate different ideas to people using my new presentation skills I picked up from Morpheus and dealing with the team, which had high experience in corporate formal settings because two of my colleagues actually have full-time jobs because this is a startup. You're not getting any money from it. It's something that you have to put your passion into. So I learned a lot about having passion and knowing the market and understanding the market before you go out to business. A lot of businesses fall down the wrong rabbit hole, and I feel like I could even work as a mentor for startups with this new experience. So I think the doors have really opened, and I've made some really great friends and mentors, and it's everything that I've ever dreamed for really in a startup. So I think I'm ready to take on the next big challenge. Thank you.